good evening, everybody. Welcome back to our monthly meditation class with Chashi Skobac. It's a class I look forward to, but unfortunately, I'm a couple minutes late because I was dealing with a major power outage and I had trouble setting everything up. I had to do it in a rush fashion, so we're a couple minutes late, but thankfully I was able to get the Zoom connected with Chashi, and she's on vacation down in, well, I'll let her tell you and I'll turn it over to her. Shalom, Hashi. So good to be with you. I look forward to this class every month. It's a joy. And for me, I need to decompress and seek peaceful living any chance I can. So it's a blessing to be with you. Thank you very much for hosting these classes. And I'm going to turn the class over to you.
Okay. Hi, Dan. And hi, everybody else. So hello, everybody. It's nice to, well, I don't see you, but it's nice to know some of you are there for our monthly meditation class. Now, even though I'm on vacation, I thought it was really important to give the class this month because next week, on the evening of the 1st, I believe, there's an important holiday that's coming up that it's in the Jewish tradition that we celebrate it, observe it, I should say, every year. But it's a holiday that really applies to everybody, all of humanity. So in case some of you may not know about it, I wanted everyone to know about it. And since I'm celebrating it or observing it, then, and it applies to everyone, I thought maybe you would want to take it into account as well. So it's called Rosh Hashanah, which means Rosh is the beginning and Shana is year. It's the beginning of the year. So it's our new year in the Jewish tradition, not January 1st, but the Hebrew month of Tishrei, which is the month that's coming up. So it's the first day of Tishrei, the first and second day of Tishrei is our new year, Rosh Hashanah. And according to Jewish tradition, it is the anniversary of when God created the first man, when God created Adam in the Garden of Eden. So since all of us descend from Adam, it's the anniversary of our creation. And it's something that we take really, really seriously in the Jewish tradition. And it's actually a very serious holiday.
Yeah, Day of Judgment, yeah.
So it takes it the way some of the literature of the rabbis describe it is that it is the day when God blew into the nostrils of the first man that he created from the dust of the earth, and he breathed the soul into the first man and created a living being. So that is what we're observing, commemorating every Rosh Hashanah. But we take it very seriously because we, number one, want to show appreciation for having been created and for continuing to be created. And also, we understand that God created us for a purpose. So we take a month beforehand, ideally, to think about why we're created, what we're here for, what we have in common that we're all here for, and what each of us is individually here for, because each person has a unique purpose and has a unique mission. So this holiday is about all of that. And as well, it's a day that God judges, evaluates each and every human. We say that we're like sheep. We're all like sheep in a flock that pass before God, each one of us. And God sees each one of us and knows everything about us, and how far we have come to fulfilling our purpose and contributing something to the world that only each of us can contribute. Each one of us can contribute our particular thing. So, as you can tell, it's a really serious holiday, but it's also a very, very beautiful holiday. Now, we're going to start out with a meditation, and it's a meditation that I've done before, but not really for a while. But it's always wonderful to review meditations, because some meditations could be done every day, because it's a practice. It's not a one-off. It's not a one-time thing. It's something that is a practice, and the more you practice each meditation, the deeper you can get into it and appreciate it. So we're going to start off with a breathing meditation, because what better way to commemorate the creation of man than to actually feel that we are in the process every moment of being created by God, and that is happening to each of us in real time. So that, to me, is the best way that we can commemorate that part of Rosh Hashanah, which is the creation of man. So I'm going to start a meditation with us. And I would like you to sit in your meditative position. Hopefully you are in a chair where your feet will reach the floor. And you're going to sit up in a straight position where your back is not going to be slumped over, but it's not going to be stiff either. You're going to be sitting straight, but you're going to be relaxed at the same time. Your shoulders will be relaxed, and your neck will be aligned but relaxed. Your face will be relaxed but aligned with your back and your neck, and your arms will be relaxed on your lap, and the palms can be either up or facing down. So get in your meditative positions, hopefully in a nice, quiet place. And we're going to start out with that breathing meditation. Just one more little introduction before we actually start. When on Rosh Hashanah, we emphasize that with each breath, our being and our self is being renewed, because Rosh Hashanah is also about renewal and changing with each moment in a way that is an improvement and a renewal for each of us.
Awesome.
So close your eyes and let your mind sort of fall and relax on the motion of your breath. Let your awareness fall on the motion of your breath. And just be aware of that very nice, relaxed, rhythmical motion. And don't change your breath deliberately or force it to be in any way, but just relax and enjoy the rhythm of your breath. And you will feel the expansion of your abdomen when you breathe in, going up to the expansion of your chest. And as you breathe out, you will feel the relaxation of your muscles of your whole being as you exhale. And after a moment, after your exhale, your next breath will automatically come to you. And again, you'll feel the expansion as you take in your next breath. And you'll feel that expansion in your abdomen, going to your chest. And then you'll relax as you breathe out again. And let your full awareness just be enveloped with this rhythmic process. And as you breathe out, all of your thoughts of the day will just breathe out and leave you as well. And we'll take a few breaths, each of us, to fully involve ourselves in this process. It is a very enjoyable, very relaxing, rhythmic process. And how amazing that this life-giving practice of breath, process of breath, can be so enjoyable and so relaxing. Your awareness is fully in the present moment of the inhale and the exhale of your breath. And notice that with each inhale and each next breath, you are getting another moment of life. Your life is being renewed with each inhale and with each breath. Yourself and your being with each breath is being renewed. And it's not as if we are only inhaling once an hour or even once every 10 minutes. And our life is being renewed once an hour or once every 10 minutes or even once a minute. Our life is continually, from moment to moment, from inhale to inhale, being renewed. And it's something that we don't even ask for. We're not asking for each breath, saying, God, please give me this breath. God, please give me this breath. God, please give me this breath. Most of the time, we're not even thinking about it. We're doing something else. We're totally busy with every activity under the sun. But how often do we really sit and just let ourselves appreciate and focus on this essential foundational process, this life-giving process of breath?
Well, I've found myself doing it more often since we started this class, for sure. I find moments during the day where I have to, take a pause and breathe and thank God. And often, but too often, we do take it for granted as part of the psychosomatic system.
So hopefully we will be doing it more since this class started, or other classes you may be involved in, hopefully. But I would say most people do not. So each breath just comes, and one could ask, where does this breath come from? Where is it coming from? And the reason we're sitting here doing this now is because the anniversary of the creation of man is coming up next week, when God breathed into the nostrils of the first man that was made from the dust of the ground, and that man became a living being. And we are all descended from that first man, whose name was Adam. So we know that that is where the breath comes from. It comes from God breathing into Adam. And just like God breathed into Adam the breath of life, so we believe that God breathes into each of us each breath of life. And that does not mean that all the physiological reasons for our breath and the way our lungs work and the way of the other body parts work that are involved, and the oxygen, etc., are not also involved. Of course, that's the mechanism that God has in place for our breath. But ultimately, the ultimate source is God breathing into each of us every single breath of life, which is continually coming and continually renewing our life from moment to moment. So now, when you're closing your eyes and you're letting your awareness fall on your breath, let yourself experience each breath that you are not taking a breath, but you are receiving each breath of life. When your body expands with each inhale and it relaxes on each exhale, let yourself imagine, let yourself experience that breath that you are being breathed, that God is breathing you. And that when your abdomen expands with each inhale, it's as if you are like a balloon that's being breathed into. And when you exhale, the air is being let out of the balloon. So you are being breathed with this breath of life. By God. God is giving you each breath of life. From moment to moment, God is continuing to have you be here, alive, on this earth. God is nurturing you. God is feeding you with each life-giving breath. Let yourself experience and feel that. Keep it in your consciousness as you take some breaths. God is continually caring for you, giving you the most essential thing that there is the gift of life, you can feel relaxed and confident knowing that God cares for you and how much God cares for you with each breath. Let yourself experience this, being cared for, being loved by God with each breath. And what a wonderful way this is to prepare for Rosh Hashanah, the anniversary of the creation of man. When I say creation of man, I mean man and woman. And as you are breathing with this awareness of being breathed by God, being cared for by God, let yourself feel grateful for this gift of each breath. Let yourself feel grateful for the gift of life. And for all the things in your life and all the people in your life that also helps you sustain your life and helps you fulfill your purpose. And it's always good to know that you can come back to this awareness and this awareness of each breath and the gift of life and God's caring and nurturing with each breath that God gives you anytime you want. That is a practice that we can take with us. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes, come back to the room that you're sitting in, feeling refreshed, renewed, feeling loved by God, cared for by God, and you can open your eyes.
My light is so bright in here. After closing your eyes for a while, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is. The light in the room I'm sitting in is not too is not too bright. So Dan, I would like you to put up the video that I gave you, and I'll explain it why I want it once you have it up there. I'll explain to everyone that
you're going to have to shuffle a little to your left shoulder because I've got it placed on your right.
Is this good? at this video. This video was taken right where we're staying.
Nice ocean.
And yeah, everyone, you can all see it's the ocean. It's very, very beautiful. We see that out the window where we're staying. We're so fortunate to be here.
Hot down there?
Yeah, it is hot down there. Down here, it is hot. So the reason why I wanted to show this video is because there's something that these waves and the rhythm of the ocean has in common with our breath and with some of the awarenesses that we just described during our meditation. And to me, it shows that as the waves are coming in to the shore, one wave after another, it's like our breath coming one breath after another. It's not an exact correspondence, but it's constantly happening. Just like our breath is continually happening. Oh, I don't know what happened there. The video disappeared. Oh, there we go. Just like our breath is continually happening, one after another. So here we have waves coming into the shore in their own rhythmic fashion, one after another. Now another similarity is a little bit harder to see, is you'll see if you look where the water hits the shore, rolls up on the shore, you'll see, especially with some of them, it's clear that the water slides back again. It retreats again back towards the ocean. The layer that spreads out on the shores gets thinner and the whole thing glides back towards the ocean. So that's moving in the opposite direction of the waves coming in towards the shore. So it's just like our breath that has two opposite directions. We have our inhale and we have our exhale. So our inhale, in a sense, is like the breath, the waves coming in towards the shore. That's what's being given over to the shore. And when we breathe out, it's like it falls back again towards, it's giving up and going back towards the ocean. So if you look at this for a little while, you'll see the rhythm. It's very relaxing. Some days the rhythm of the ocean is more relaxing than others. This was not taken today, this was taken yesterday. But today the ocean was so calm. It was particularly relaxing. So it all depends on the day, the wind, the weather, everything.
Heavy waves and no birds out there, and then nice and calm. Loads of Canada geese and blue herons and ducks.
So anyway, it's my theory that a lot of people hang out by the ocean. The ocean is one of their favorite vacation spots, place to get away, to relax, because the motion of the ocean and the waves and the way it rolls in and rolls out replicates an essential body rhythm of ours, our breath. And people find it relaxing, even though many people would not be aware that all these correspondences to our breath and all the different connections that we have to this rhythm is a very relaxing thing. So that's why I wanted you to see it. And since I'm down here, I figured I'd share that with you.
I went for a walk yesterday with my wife. We went to the falls and followed the creek cave here in British Columbia where the salmon are just starting to spawn. And so the trail went along and just the sound of water as well.
It is. It's the sound of the water is extremely relaxing.
But the ocean
So
definitely has that rhythm.
it absolutely does. So, okay, that you can take the video off now, Dan. But I recommend anyone who wants to see a video of the ocean, they're all over the place on the internet. So, another meaning of Rosh Hashanah, which I mentioned just very, very briefly before, was it is the day of judgment when God sees each and every one of us fully, our insides, our outsides, in every which way, and judges how we're doing with the time that we've spent so far on this planet in our life. How have we been making use of each of those breaths of life that God is giving us each moment? So again, it seems that to find a bit more meaning into that, one of the rabbis describes it in a way that also relates to the first human in the Garden of Eden. So his name is Rabbi Eliezer, lived a couple thousand years ago. And he says that Adam was created on Rosh Hashanah. In the first hour of that particular day, which was the first day of the month of Tishrei. And then he writes that in the 9th hour of that day, Adam and Eve were given the commandment, or the mandate, not to eat of the tree of knowledge. They were given one commandment: don't eat of all the different trees that I'm giving you. So many different trees, you can eat of all of them, but this one tree in the middle of the garden, you cannot eat from. Okay. Then in the 10th hour, they transgressed that commandment and they ate, as everyone knows that story, they ate of that tree.
So one whole hour between.
This is what he writes. That's what he writes. In the 9th hour, they were given the commandment. In the 10th hour, they ate. Don't ask me how he arrived at that. I don't know how. I don't know what sources. I didn't look in to see if there's sources that explain that. There may be, however. In the 11th hour, they were judged by God. And in the 12th hour, they were pardoned by God. And God said to Adam, "This will be a sign for your descendants that just as you stood before me in judgment on this day and were pardoned, so too will your descendants stand before me to be judged on this day and be pardoned." Now, it's our tradition that so we know that Adam and Eve, in a sense, each got punishments, and the snake got punishments for what they did. But getting a punishment, and the way we understand that in the Jewish tradition, is that certain things about your life conditions will change, but it's really all in the interest of improving you, even though things might get harder. So that's how we look at God's punishments, even though we might not like these conditions that they're going to change. We might find it annoying, difficult, even painful, but it's all for our ultimate improvement, I guess, so that in the very end we will have been refined, so to speak, in the way we're supposed to go. So their punishments that they each got, they were still pardoned. In other words, they weren't done away with. They weren't destroyed. They were still living. So that's what I believe. That's the only way that I can understand what Rav Eliezer means by they were pardoned. So why am I like giving this part over? Is because we know that on Rosh Hashanah, you and you and you and me and Dan and everybody else will be looked at by God as we pass before God and will be judged. How did we do in this past year for what God put us here for, what our ultimate purpose is? And also, are we following God's commandments? Because we see that that's the paradigm that's presented here, that we hear that in case of Adam and Eve, they did not follow God's commandment. So in terms of how we're doing in the commandments that we happen to know about, are we following them? And in addition, are we moving towards accomplishing the purpose that we're here for? So those two items. Anyway, so we're going to do a meditation where we're going to think about that stuff. I'm going to guide you in a short meditation, and we're gonna go over some of this in our minds and awareness, and then you can also, if you want, do it over to yourself from time to time, and think about these important things. So I want you to again get in your meditative position, sitting in a chair with your feet on the floor, your back nice and straight but not stiff, your neck aligned with your back but not stiff, your hands on your lap. So you're aligned but relaxed. Close your eyes. And as your eyes are closed, just be aware of yourself sitting in your chair, being here now. Let your awareness fall on your breath. And how relaxed your breath is. Let your whole being be relaxed and open, but awareness in the present moment. And let your awareness include where we left off from our previous meditation. That God is giving you each breath of life. God is giving you each moment of life. And it's all happening now. Right now, as we're sitting here, and how it has happened, to all the moments that have made up your life so far. And you can ask yourself, as you're sitting here, receiving each breath of life, you can ask yourself, how am I doing? How am I doing in this life? And what am I doing with my life in this life? Why does God want me here? Why did God create me? What do I have? What do I possess that I think is my unique gift, my unique ability or talent that I'm supposed to contribute to the world with? What can I do in my unique way to make the world a better place? What is the world missing now that only I can fill in that missing part? What comes to your mind? It might have to do with another person who you have a relationship with, and only you can do something for them and no one else. It might have to do with something that you can create or make. Maybe it's a piece, or writing a piece of music, or writing a story or a poem, or drawing or painting a picture. Maybe it's inventing something that never existed or improving something. Maybe it's forming an organization. Maybe it's nurturing your child in a particular way, creating your child, creating your family. teaching your family, teaching your students. What is your unique purpose? Maybe you don't know and you want to think about it. Maybe you want to ask God, talk to God about it. But the thing is it on your mind? And are you seeking it out if you don't know already? How are you treating people? Are you working on yourself to make yourself a nicer person? Are you working on getting closer to God and your relationship with God? So we're going to sit here for a couple minutes just with your eyes closed and let these things come in your mind as you are receiving each breath of life from God. Maybe you just want to work on yourself being happier and smiling more when you see people and make them happier with your smile. That can make the world a better place. Let your awareness just fall on your breath again, knowing that you can come back to those thoughts and questions anytime you want about your purpose and you're fulfilling your purpose. Let your awareness just fall on your breath. Say thank you to God with each breath. Say thank on the inhale and you on the exhale. Over and over. And when you're ready, you can very slowly open your eyes. Let your awareness come back to the room that you're sitting in. Do we have any comments or questions from anybody out there?
I got no
Oh,
comments on Facebook, but on YouTube, somebody told me they were watching us on Roku, and I find that shocking. I'd like to know what channel it's on, because yeah, our International Noahide Network station, we shut it down in May. So I don't think it's still playing up there on Roku. But if somebody's watching us on Roku, that means I think somebody else from the Noahide World Center must be streaming us. So I'm sure they could connect the stream right from our live YouTube feed. But yeah, I wasn't made aware that it's being streamed elsewhere. But then, yeah, somebody goes by the handle Timeless Droid said shalom, and he said he was watching on Roku. So, yeah, I don't think our International Noahide channel is still up there. Rabbi Goldberg and myself ran that for a couple of years, and I was told to close it down the end of April. And so,
why are you close? Why did he want you to close it down?
well, it was, you try to look at, when you do this sort of streaming stuff, you try to look at balance of dollars and cents and time and, if things are worth doing or not. And so we gave it 2 full years, and we weren't seeing. I mean, we get. I think we've got nearly 1,000 subscribers on our Facebook page, International Noahide Network, but it was a Roku television station, and I had to keep feeding it 24 hours a day worth of steady streaming for 2 years, and plus there was costs involved, and so when we got to the stage where it wasn't.
I get it.
Yeah, well, so funds were better placed elsewhere. So, always do.
Any questions or comments come up since we first asked for that or not?
I got nothing on Facebook, and YouTube's fairly quiet at the moment. So,
okay,
probably a good point to maybe wind it down. And
okay, so I just want to wish everybody out there, if anyone is out there, or anyone that watches subsequently, a Shana Tova, wonderful year. That's the new year is the evening of October 1st, I believe it
second,
is.
I think it's the second myself.
Well, the second is the first day, I think.
Well,
but it
I'm not gonna contend with you on that. You're probably right.
It starts at night. That's the thing. It doesn't start in the morning. It starts at the night before. So that's why I'm saying that. But you can Google it and check me out.
I'm Googling it. No, it says the evening of Wednesday, October 2nd through Friday, October the 4th is what Google says.
Okay. Okay, then. Google is right. So anyway, have a good one, everybody. A good new year. A sweet new year.
And the same to you and your husband. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your vacation.
Thank you.
Down in sunny Florida. I know were you there for another week?
We're there till next Monday.
Excellent.
We're here till next Monday, which is about a week.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yes.
Well, that's good to hear. As long as you're getting some relaxation, because when you come back to Canada here, especially with winter coming, they can get quite long. So soak up the sun while you can.
That's why I'm here.
Excellent.
So we're enjoying it.
All
right.
So
thanks again, Dan, for doing
Thank you. I mean, learning to thank Hashem for each breath or to do it more often is just good for the soul for sure. And to take an accounting of where we're at, especially as Rosh Hashanah approaches, is something we all should be doing with our lives, and look for areas where we can improve. I mean, there's room for improvement always. And I know I got so much area to improve in, and I'm thankful for every breath, and may we all have a good, clean judgment for this new year. And yeah, so we'll probably, with the high holidays all next month, we'll probably not have a class.
I have a feeling it's going to be hard to do one in October.
Okay, so folks, keep an eye out for our next session. It may not be until November because they've got Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and then Sukkot. Pretty steady, but then it starts to taper off for November.
Right.
So until next time, we wish you all well and a happy new year. Bye for now.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Bye.